Hello everybody, welcome back! It's me, your old pal Orpheus, and we are here with another edition of Blade and Sorcery. We're here in the ruins today on Orpheus Plays. We're having a great time, aren't we? Yes, we're having a good time. Yes, we are. I'm stroking some invisible cat, I guess, that's floating in the... Anyway, hi! Oh boy, we are having a good day today. I'm going to be slashing up some NPCs. We are in survival mode, and that means that there are 3 weapons that come out. I'll choose one and then completely wreck the faces of everyone that comes out. So that should be fun. Hey, you know what? I hope you are doing well today wherever you are. As a matter of fact, no, strike that. I hope you're doing great today. I hope you're having an awesome day. If not, hey, stay tuned. We're going to try to make you laugh a little bit. And if you are having a good day, sweet. Pass on some of that awesome energy to other people. And but not yet, though. Hold on, watch this video, then you can... Anyway, so let's start things off. I have a dagger, I've got a rapier, and I've got a sword here. You might have seen... this right here. I've modded a few things into the game, like a Glock. This game's about to get very different. Mods are, yeah, we'll just go with that. All right, so let's choose one. I will decide whether or not to destroy people with other stuff. Oh, sometimes this game can be so cheap. This is going to be overpowered as it is. By the way, full disclosure, I am on God mode. That's right. That's so I can keep the story going without having to, like, go to a blank screen and come back and reload everything. So, anyway, let's do our traditional first slow motion kill of the day with Han Solo's blaster. Does that feel a little anticlimactic? I don't know if you've been watching my videos for a while. Wow. Oh, wow. That, like, scorched his entire body. Oh, no. Ooh-wee. Come on, how about you? Let's do a second slow motion kill of the day. Oh, I missed. Let's try that again. And Jedi powers active. Oh, you know what? Here. You get the wall. That's right. So anyway, yeah, another day. You know, I live in a town that's kind of like, I would say touristy, right? And there's a lot of bars, you know, downtown. Like, okay, so if I drive for about 5 minutes or so, I'm in the downtown area. You know, you all got one of those at your house or in your city, right? You got a downtown. There's things that go on, right? Like the nightclubs and the bars and everything. Well, we're so serious about partying here in this town that the bars open, like they close at 2:30 in the morning or something, and they open up again at, what is it, 7:30 or 6:30 the next morning. So, like, you know, 3.5 hours or whatever after they close. And no, I'm not in Vegas, in case you're wondering. Okay? Nor am I in Reno or Tahoe or anywhere like that. Okay, so there's a lot of drinking that goes on. Like, a ton of drinking. And, like, oh my god, the police reports in this town are always stuff like, you know, drunken guy does this, drunken guy does that, drunken brawl outside this place. Like, someone crashed their motorcycle. Alcohol is a factor, and it's stuff like that. So, first of all, let's just get that out of the way and say alcohol, it's the thing. And moderation is always the key to everything that you do. No matter what, if you do things in moderation, generally you should be okay. Now, again, I am not endorsing or condoning any behavior. You do you, right? Whatever floats your boat, sinks your Titanic, you know, gets you there. Whatever does it for you. So, alcohol is a big thing in this town. And of course, like, there's a lot of people in town that are college age, right? And so they're kind of the ones that always go to these bars. Now, I don't know if you're in college right now, or if you're about to go to college, or if you're someone who's been to college, right? If you have that experience, or if you're about to have that experience, wow. All right. Can I grab my thing down here? There we go. You are screwed now, buddy. wipe your head right off your body. Mace Windu would be proud. I pulled out my Windu and gave it to him like a mace. Yeah! But like if you're someone who's going into college, right? Or you're about to, 2 hammers and a shitty knife. Thanks, guys! Luckily I have a lightsaber, a blaster, and a Glock. So if you've ever had that college experience or you're about to, there are some things that you probably know or don't know about going to college. And one of them is, it's really the first time for a lot of people to be out on their own. And I've discussed this in another video. It's when people, there are 2 types of people that go to college, right? Nice shot. Nice shot, Orpheus. There's 2 types of people that go to college, right? And one of them is like, they go to college and they have their experience and they go on. And most of the time, those are people that had like a relatively like, supporting home environment, right? So you always feel like you're listened to and valued, right? Ooh, and that sort of thing. And you go to college and you just had, an average kind of experience growing up in high school or whatever. And you get to college and you're like, yay, this is my opportunity to meet new people and to forward my education or whatever it is, right? Take that, you idiot. And so you go there, you do your experience, you have a little fun on the sides, and then there's the other type of person, which I was like, and you may be like that too. You had a lot of rules and a lot of restrictions growing up. No. And take this, lady. You little fling off the side. She ragdolls off. Ha! Take that, you monkey mofo. Anyway, so the other type of person like me and maybe like you, a lot of rules. And so the first time you get to college, you're like, ooh, this is great, right? I can do whatever I want. I can totally party. And you do it. Here comes the Glock. Let's see if I can get him. Nope, because I suck. Where are the bullets going? I can't even tell. It's like I have a huge silencer on this thing, or suppressor. Anyway, so you go to college and you just completely lose your mind because it's the first time that you ever didn't have rules. And so you kind of go nuts. You go to parties, you drink, you do stupid things with stupid people. You end up just making a complete ass of yourself. And a lot of the times, this might be the situation where you don't go to all your classes, or you slough off on your it seems so unfair. Not like a lightsaber isn't, but at least with the lightsaber I feel like I'm doing something more martial than like just shooting someone with a Glock. Anyway, where's my next victim? But, you end up like skipping classes and getting crappy grades. And a lot of times these situations lead to like a snowball where you can't stop things from happening, right? You just kind of start missing classes, and then you get embarrassed because you missed the classes, and then you hit that tipping point where you don't want to... This thing is just the headshot machine. But like, you get embarrassed about not going to classes. You hit that tipping point where you're like, no, I can't explain it to anyone, so I may as well just drop out, right? I did a lot of that in college. And the reason why is because I just went nuts when my parents let me go to college, right? There we go. Oh no. Take that, you. And so I missed classes, but the one thing that I did get a little bit of education in was alcohol. To alcohol. So now, by the way, I don't drink now, and there's no real reason for it. I just, well, okay. There's part of a reason behind it, and it's that I can't really drink any sufficient levels of alcohol to get messed up anymore, because I'm on medication that makes it very difficult, okay? Let's let that off the easy way. Hey, props to whoever designed these. They are very effective. And so I've discovered alcohol. Alcohol is this thing, and I started getting into it at college. And you go to regular college parties, and then there's the frat parties, and then there's the dorm parties. The first night that I was in the regular dorm with my other 3 roommates for what would end up being my normal roommates, they smuggled a keg into the dorm in a hockey bag. Like they put it in, whoa, all right, buddy. They put this keg. It was like a half-size keg, maybe not a mini keg, but anyway, it has nothing to do with what's important. They smuggled that in the first night, and like the entire floor got messed up. Like we invited everyone from the entire floor to our room, and like we had beer cups and everything. The college parties. Hey, those of you who have been to college, or at least you've been to some college parties like frat parties, you know that a lot of times they will. Ew, look at that. Huh, I'm a crappy Jedi. Let's just do. Nope. You will not enchant my lightsaber with anything else. But wow. Wow, that's trippy. Did I do some LSD before I came on here? Wow. Anyway, so good thing I have another one. Ha! Ha! Wait, do I? Yes, I do. But frat parties, like, they charge for like a cup, right? And then you drink the beer. Now, there's a concept. I came from a place that had, at least where I went to college the first time. Come on, let's turn that sound off. There we go. I came from a college town the first time where we had deposits, right? So you'd pay 10 cents more. Yeah, 10 cents more per can or bottle or whatever. So if you bought a case, like a 24-pack, you had to pay $2.40 extra in deposit. And that means that, and some of you that have this in your state already are like, duh, get to the point. Okay, so there's some people that don't have this. Hold on. When you look on the top of soda cans or on the bottle labels themselves, they'll have a bunch of states on them. Like, what are some of them? Mississippi or something like that. I know that California has it. And does Michigan have it? I'm not really sure. I don't spend a lot of time. Anyway, there's certain states that have a deposit, right? And that deposit is kind of intended to help the recycling program in that state. And it's actually pretty effective, especially for college kids, right? And so back when I was in college, beer was much less expensive than it is now. And like, you know, I mean, that's the progression of the economy, right? But so it was cheaper. And so what I could do is get together with my roommates, or just, you know, decide to have it for myself. Where does it keep going? Anyway, so I'd get like a 36-pack, right? Or a 40-pack or something like that. And so you pay $4 extra for deposit. Okay, so let's say you have that. You have that on a... The lightsaber just keeps flying all over. You have that on, let's say, a Friday night, right? And you and your friends get together and you party and you have, you know, something going on. So that 40-pack would have cost you like $10, okay? So you get that. you end up drinking all that, and then like on Saturday, you take back the deposit. So now you got $4, right? And so you can buy a 12-pack of some cheap beer, right? We're gonna do a slow motion tumble drop on this person. Oh, that was honestly kind of badass. Anyway, so then you go get a cheaper like 12-pack of beer for the $4, and then you drink that on Saturday night, right? And then, well, you got to take care of the hair of the dog, right? On Sunday, at least. Boy, again, folks, do not do this kind of stuff in college. This is sometimes called binge drinking, and it is horribly bad for you. It wrecks brain cells. It does all sorts of stuff. But a lot of people do it, so, you know, just be responsible in moderation, like I said. But anyway, so then you've got that taken care of. It's Sunday, right? So you take back the returnables for the 12-pack, and then you have $1.20. Well, back then, $1.20 was basically what you needed to get a 40-ounce, right? So you get yourself, a 40 ounce of some Schlitz malt liquor, something like that, or a Mickey's. Oh, Jesus. That's so many bad memories of bad alcohols that we drank over the years. But it was like, damn it. It was like what was cheap at the time at the store, right? So that was like Wild Irish Rose. Got those at the gas stations. My grandfather got drunk off of that one time. Anyway, that's another story. But so like when you didn't have the money to spend on a laser beam. Wow, when you don't have that money really to spend on the beers, but you really, you're having a weekend where you want to go get a little bit of smoke and some beer. Maybe you want to go to a couple of whoa, oh no, what is happening? Oh, that was bad. I don't know what the heck just happened. Unity engine. But so you'd need a little extra money for partying. Maybe you want to go out to a restaurant or something. And so what do you do, right? You can't call mom and dad, right? Because usually they get a little upset. They know what you're going to use the money for anyway. Wow, it's like an electric lightsaber. And I used to be the drummer for Electric Lightsaber in college. Oh my god, that's a fun joke. Anyway, so what do? You need some money to get your party on. Well, okay. So what we used to do, is there's this thing called donating, and I put donate in parentheses here, or in quotation marks, because it's not really donating if they pay you for it. Right? Boy, I feel like Plo Koon or Mace Windu when he cuts the head off of Jango Fett, I think. Anyway, so what do? Donate plasma. Well, donating plasma, they pay you for it, so that's not really donation, but whatever. It sounds better. So you go, and these are usually in college towns, right? I don't know if they still exist. They probably do. So you go in, it's a walk-in thing, and you... This is unfair. I don't feel right with the electric lightsaber. We'll go back to the blaster. So you go in there, and they have you fill out a little bit of paperwork. Have you gotten a tattoo in the last, 60, 90 days? Have you gotten any communicable blood diseases? Stuff like that, right? Okay, so you figure it out. And then you sit down, and you go in, and you lay down on, you kind of recline on one of those medical kind of tables that you have when you go to the doctor, that kind of thing. God, I suck. Okay, let's see if I can... Sight actually works. Yep. So you lay in there, and there's a nurse that comes up called a phlebotomist normally. Phlebotomy is the art and science of blood draw. Wow, she's right in front of me, and I can't get her. The art and science of blood draw for medical purposes. Okay, so these people are trained to do this stuff. And theoretically, they're trained well, but we'll get to that in a second. and immediately a bunch of you were like, oh no. Yeah, hold on. So one day I go, okay, so what they do, they draw the blood, they have it so it takes you out of you like it's a blood donation. But then because they don't want you running around all week, because you're a college kid, they don't want to mess with you too much. What they do is they'll take it, then they'll separate it out. So it's the plasma. Oh God. So it's the plasma and the red blood cells. So they'll take the plasma out, and hence the plasma donation part, and then they'll pump the red blood cells back into your body. All right. So when they do that, it's a process that it's like they take some out, they pump some back in, they take some out, they pump some back in. It usually takes about an hour, maybe. I don't exactly remember how long it used to take. It really didn't take very long because had like TVs and stuff, and you could just kind of relax. I think I fell asleep a couple times. Well, and then they pay you like, what was it, like $35 or something for it, and you could do it. What was it? Twice a week, I think, or it was either once or twice a week. I don't remember. The reason I get confused is because in some places that I went, there were more than one plasma donation in town, and they'd each ask you, have you donated plasma in the last couple of days? And so for the first one, you honestly tell them, no, I have not. And then you and your friends go to the other one in town later that afternoon, donate plasma again. and then you walk out. Each of you walks out with $70. It's like, yeah, sweet, dude. Now we're ready to party, right? No, really, seriously, do not do that. It is so bad for you. But the other good part about that is because you have less plasma, it seemed to really get us drunk faster. Again, please, I do not condone any of this behavior. It is very bad for your health. Once again, I'm going to say, be responsible. Do the right thing here. But so you get this, and you get to party. You got cash in your pocket. It's a cool time. Okay. So there's one time, this is always the part in the story where it always takes a bad turn when I go, this one time. So, I needed money for, I think I was going back, I remember now. I was going to an REO Speedwagon concert. Anyway, yeah, I was going to an REO Speedwagon concert, and I think it was... Oh God, who opened for them? Blue Oyster Cult, I think? That was a really weird concert. And that's a whole other story. That night is a whole other story. So I needed money for that. And so I'm like, well, I'll go donate some plasma. Cool. Oh boy. I get to the place that I normally go to. The lady that was doing the phlebotomy for me must have been, I guess, new? Maybe? Anyway, she hooks me up to the machine, and it's a large gauge needle. Not as large as like when you get a piercing done, but large enough that they can take out blood, put the plasma back in through the same needle. Okay. So it's usually, like right in the crook of your elbow right here, like right in there. They'll pop it in there, and they'll take care of it. These guys are in serious need of some arrows in the face is what they need. So they put this large gauge needle in, they tape it down, just like you're donating blood, So she hooks me up, and there's a machine. So there's tubing that runs off to a machine over here, and the machine does the drawing, the collecting, the separation, and then pumps back into you. Well, what they do is they have a bunch of tubing, and collection, bags or whatever, that they replace every time. Makes sense, right? That would be a good idea. Yes, it would. So they do that. Ooh, how do you live with an arrow in the throat, lady? And that is our drama queen of the day. You win. Ding, 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 ding. Anyway, the one that refuses to get off screen. So they have all this tubing and everything. There's like, those little medical pump wheels and stuff. It's like, okay, well, this, okay, we'll sit back. We'll see you in about an hour or whatever it is. Just let me know if you need anything and we'll see what we can do. Okay. So, I'm sitting there and it's probably like 2 cycles into the donation. How did I miss from right there, bro? Anyway, so it's like 2 cycles into the donation. They're taking out the plasma. They're pumping back in the red blood cells. Take that, bro. And, so I'm sitting there watching TV, and you're supposed to, there's a little gauge on the side of the machine that has, it's a light bar. It looks like an equalizer bar. And it's supposed to tell you, what am I doing? Why am I lifting up this rock? I have no idea. Let's go back to the blaster. And so you're supposed to, you have like a, they have a little bulb that they give you to squeeze, right? So you can sit there and squeeze it to keep the pressure up, right? So you're supposed to look over at that that gauge once in a while, and you're supposed to, bet they're surprised. Why? What is the boomstick he has? Is this enchanted with lightning too? This is my lightning boomstick. Anyway, so, you know, you're supposed to squeeze this thing to... what? Boy, are they surprised. You're supposed to squeeze this thing to keep the pressure up. Okay, so you see the lines. If they go down into the yellow, you pump up your fist. Wow, that lightning in my face is weird. And then it keeps it going. Alright, so I'm sitting there, and I see the bars going well and everything, and I'm occasionally squeezing that bulb, you know, keeping it going. And then I look over, and I see the bars just starting to drop. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I start squeezing that bulb real hard, right? Just kind of, you know, pumping your fist, just sitting there going like this, right? You're trying to get it to... Where? Oh, they're coming from... Come up there! Yes, I will! And, so I'm pumping that bulb real hard, and the bars are still going down. Like, they'll come up a little bit, and then they'll go back down, and I'm like, oh, let me squeeze it a little bit more. And then I start to notice, there's a weird noise coming from the machine. And I can't really see the front where I'm sitting, okay? So I can see the bars on the side of the machine, but I can't really see the front of it. And I hear this weird, like, pff, 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 coming out. And... I look at the front of the machine, and there is blood. If you've ever seen a horror movie and they slash someone's throat, and that kind of that arterial spurt that just comes out, that's essentially what was happening in the front of the machine, right? So there's just blood spurting out the front of this machine. Just... Luckily, there was no one across from where it was, because it was like hitting the foot. The rest of it is like, oh, from like here to this pillar here. It's just okay. So I'm like, I calmly go, nurse, nurse, can I get a hand? She's like, 1 second. I said, no, nurse, I think I need your help. She looks over, and there's like, you know, someone slashed the throat of her machine, and it's just spewing blood everywhere, right? So she comes flying over, and she's just like, oh my god, comes over and like starts adjusting tubes and stuff, and she's like, oh, stop, hits the stop button on it and everything. So there's still a reservoir of red blood cells sitting in there, and like an appreciable amount that they wouldn't want to just like, okay, well, let's leave it behind. And so she shuts the machine off. She's like looking at it, and she's like, oh no, oh god, you know, the tube, one of the tubes got ripped by the pump action or whatever it was. One of the tubes got like just literally torn, and so it was anyway. So she's like, oh my god. She said, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm fine. So she said, okay, we're going to have to pump those red blood cells back into you. I didn't take it out. I saw that. She's like, we're going to have to pump those red blood cells back in. So I'm going to get some new tubes and stuff, and we'll start over. You still got the IV line. That's fine. We'll just work from there. Okay. Mace Windu in the medieval times. Take that. We're going to do a slow-mo pop and kill. Take that. Oh, powerful I am. So she starts hooking up all the tubes and everything, and she comes over. Whoa, easy boy. She comes over to where my arm is, and she like reconnects this tube, but she's so freaked out about it. She's like fumbling with it and stuff. So she gives it a little tug as she goes, and I'm like, like a little bit of a sting, like a pinch in there, but it's not like at the surface. It feels, you know, a little further in. Anyway. And so she's like, okay, I think we're all set. Let me start the machine on the recycle process, you know, to get the red blood cells back in. She's like, okay, I'll just be right over here. Hopefully this shouldn't take very long. And I'm like, so do I still get paid, by the way? She's, yeah, well, you know, this was our fault. It's not your fault. So it's like, okay. So she's like, this, you know, this first part will take about a couple minutes, and then it'll pump the rest in. Well, okay. So she watches it for a second to make sure everything's fine. Everything is. She walks away. She's like, I gotta take care of some other patients. Okay. Or other donators, however you want to say it. And so she goes off, and I'm sitting there, and I'm just kind of, you know, chilling out, feeling a little freaked out because I was just spraying blood across the room. I mean, not technically from me, but you know, from a machine that was hooked up to me. Anyway. Again, unfair. Whoop, and there went my lightsaber. Okay, well, we're back to normal stuff now, like a blaster. So, everything looks fine. We're taking care of it. Boy, I'm a terrible shot. And I'm sitting there relaxing, and all of a sudden I feel like a little pressure, right, on the crook of my arm. Damn you. And I'm sitting there, and I look over at my arm, and there's a bump the size of a frigging walnut right at the crook of my arm where that needle is stuck in. And no joke, it was big. It was alarming. Like, I couldn't believe how frigging big this was. Ooh, she deflected it like a lightsaber. Ooh, you did too. Wow, you guys are strong with the Force. Oh, strong with the Force you are. So there's this walnut here, and again, it's starting to get bigger. I see it getting bigger because the red blood cells are pumping from the machine into me, and this thing's just starting to like, and I'm like, oh god, I'm like, nurse, excuse me, nurse, right? And she turns around, and she's just, the look on her face is like, oh dear lord, what the hell? Because she sees this walnut from across the room sitting in my arm, and she's like, oh god, he comes running over again. Like, she turns off the machine again, and she's like, okay, I don't know what's going on, right? And she goes, and she's like, we're gonna have to get that needle out of there. And she's like, this might be a little gross. I'm like, okay. Puts a piece of gauze down, and she pulls that needle out, and the blood just sprayed out of the sides. Because she had it just, like, hanging over the top. She thought it was gonna, like... Anyway, so this thing goes all over the place. She's freaking out still. Well, turns out, when she fiddled with that needle, she nicked the artery, or the vein, or whatever it was. She nicked the blood vessel, right? Put a little extra hole in it. And so it kind of, didn't work. Oh, no. Ew. And so it was just pumping it back into the skin instead of into my body, or into the muscles and stuff too, right? Okay. So, of course, she, apologizes up and down, back and forth. Oh my god, I'm sorry. They were probably like, oh, I hope this guy doesn't sue me. I hope this guy doesn't sue. So they paid me the $70. They doubled it up. And, what was it? The next time that I came in, I got some sort of priority service. Like, if I walked in and showed them a card, they were like, oh, come on back, Mr. Orpheus. So, to this very day, every single time I go to get a blood draw done for, a blood test, they're like, okay, well, let's get you all set up. And they start doing that thing where they're looking at your arm and kind of, rubbing the veins and stuff. I have this hole. I have this dent, this hole. It's like this perfect size of the needle that they put into me. And it left this scar for the rest of my damn life. And it honestly looks almost like a track mark. But it's like a track mark if I used a huge needle the first and only time I shot heroin, Oh, well, hello. Oh, no. Oh, he's freaking out. So anyway, yeah, they'll always use that. They'll stick the needle into that, and they all go, wow, that was really easy. It's like it was pre-cut out, pre-drawn for them. Oh, I don't even know what I'm going to do with this guy. He's worried. No. Okay, stand still. We're gonna take a... What? There we go. We took care of that for him. Anyway, that's the story of me donating plasma. It's, yeah, I don't know. If you get the chance to do it, reconsider. Because it is quick money. I'll give it that. It's quick money. It's easy money. But you are introducing foreign objects into your body, like needles, which also gives a little bit of risk of things. Again, be responsible, man. You do this stuff if you need to, make ends meet. Make ends meet, man. Do what you can. Just like your old pal Orpheus, who's trying to end things with a bang. Did I win? Did I win? Nope, there's still one more person. Where are you? Orpheus wants to go take a nap. Just kidding. Oh, lively time. Die. All right. No? Still one more, huh? Anyway, while I track this guy down, I really hope that you have an excellent day. I hope that I've made it a little bit brighter, some of my silly stories. That's not really a body horror story. I do have some other ones where oh my gosh, I talk about the disgusting things that have happened to me, some of the injuries. Yeah, go find those. They're cool. They're called How Not to Do First Aid. I think the other one's called More Tales of Pain. Whatever. Did I even make that one? I don't even remember. I might have to remake that one. I don't know. That was a good one. Anyway, so we'll see you next time here on Orpheus Plays, playing Blade and Sorcery as Han Solo and some Jedis. And yeah, until the next time, bye!